Hello, my kiddos. This is your friend, former media corporate Joey D. And the following is a sponsor ad. Anchor. Anchor is the app where you can create your podcast for free. And you can do amazing things with it. It has creation tools that allow you to record, edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you needed to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app and go to Anchor FM to get started. I cannot wait to hear your podcast. Bye.
Yovi?
Yes, hi, LaShawn. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
All right. How are you? Are you ready?
All right, quiet on the set. I'm ready.
We going in 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, Yovi D. It's Craig here from The Whistler. Just want to say hello.
Yovi, I thank you so much for trusting me and for having so much passion.
Jovi D, what is good, girl? I just want to thank you so much for the shout out, no doubt. I appreciate you because you great.
Hey, Yovi D. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving us some love. That was awesome.
On which one? Shame or please don't date me?
Please don't take me. I'm curious.
Oh my goodness. I chose
positive vibes here. Congratulations with everything that you're doing. Just keep doing your thing. Keep being you. I love it.
It's mind-boggling in a sense because, yeah, that's just the power of technology.
Hello. Hi, kiddos. This is Jovi D, your friend, a former media corporate in broadcasting and an entrepreneur venturing in podcasting. How are you? Welcome. The show is about to start right now. Hey, my friends, kiddo, this is our new installment. This is a new episode. Yes. This is your host, Jovi D, and I have a guest. Yes, I have a guest for this show. And he is a thought leader, a business strategist, and you know what? I'm not going to stop talking, and he's going to introduce it.
Hello, everyone. This is Tanika Drake from God's Gift Through His Word, and you are tuned in to the Yovi D Show. I am over here to just extend an invitation to all those that might want to participate in the SoCal Podcast Explosion 2020 creation. That means volunteers, vendors, speakers, and so much more. If you would like to help and you're interested, please let me know. Of course, each and every time we're going to be doing this, I will let you know when it gets closer where the venue will be, the time, and the date. So keep listening because Jovi D will have exclusives when I come and drop it over. So I hope you guys are going to be blessed, motivated, inspired. Please also reach out to Jovi D if you're interested in participating. I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed one, and I can't wait. SoCal Podcast Explosion 2020.
Hello. The following is an ad. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free, kiddos, free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So what are you waiting for? So if you always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Okay. So as I said, I have a friend in my show. He's here. We have a new guest. And you know what? I'm going to stop talking. He's going to introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hey, everyone. This is Kenneth Lord. And I'm so grateful to be on here on your show, Yovi. And I'm excited to see what next steps are for this call. So
For this podcast. Well, welcome to the forum and the platform of the podcast. And podcast means that basically we're just, on a real true way having a conversation. We can just imagine that maybe we're going to sit in a nice cafe in Paris or whichever way that makes you feel comfortable, from your home to my home.
Nice. Love that.
So, okay. And basically tell us a little bit more. How do you guys started? How you became a thought leader and a business strategy? Just give us a little scoop. Story time.
Sure. So for the last 3 decades, I have been studying human nature. And the relevance of that is that it allowed for me to kind of come into understanding not only myself, but also others. And it's just been one of those, next thing, one step after another, just like anyone, right? And just evolved into building my business, building my understandings, and just reflecting inside. I found that is the most important piece of really knowing what to do next.
So can we say that this is something that you already had since you were young? Like, when did Kenneth decide, okay, I'm going to become a speaker?
That's funny. Yes, actually it was, because when I was 21, 22, I saw this magazine, and on the back cover of the magazine, there was all these speakers. And at that moment, I had collected lots of information. And I thought to myself, hey, I want to be on the back cover of this magazine. So I went into the publisher of this magazine. It was in San Francisco. And I said, hey, can you put my face in the back here? And I want to do a talk. And I said, I don't have any money, but I'm willing to work for you. And so she said,
that's a very bold move. Hey,
right.
You got to ask.
Right. And she said, sure. I said, okay, great. So I started to work for the publisher. And my first talk was in this dentist's office in their little reception area. He charged me $15 on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. I got 6 people that came in, charged them $10. And that was the start of my talk. I don't remember what the topic was, but I just remember that's how it all began.
So you see, my kiddos, bold moves gets bold results. That's how we go. I call my audience, my listeners, kiddos. However, is this show, as I said before, is all about transferable skills, learning skills, business skills, innovating yourself, or starting from scratch. It's all good. And basically that's what I brought Kenneth to the show, because I believe that he had that conversation that especially we need today, that even though that we are feeling like we're home and life is just like, okay, what's going to happen next and uncertain. However, I just, Kenneth has been very, very evolved in his businesses, and he can tell us a little bit more in the next break, and we'll be back.
Hello, everyone. This is Tanika Drake from God's Gift Through His Word, and you are tuned in to the Yovi D Show. I am over here to just extend an invitation to all those that might want to participate in the SoCal Podcast Explosion 2020 creation. That means volunteers, vendors, speakers, and so much more. If you would like to help and you're interested, please let me know. Of course, each and every time we're going to be doing this, I will let you know when it gets closer where the venue will be, the time, and the date. So keep listening, because Yovi D will have exclusives when I come and drop it over. So I hope you guys are going to be blessed, motivated, inspired. Please also reach out to Yovi D if you're interested in participating. I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed one, and I can't wait. SoCal Podcast Explosion 2020.
All right. We are back. Yes. So my friend and guest, podcast guest. He's here. Introduce yourself.
Kenneth Lord.
All righty. So you were briefly telling us how you became, how you decided, you made the decision of how you became a speaker. And that was a great lesson about boldness. Tell us what exactly was, how you were charged in order to make that happen, and then how you started laying the bricks of that evolution with your businesses and how they came to correlate with what you're doing pretty much today.
What I realized over the years that I've been building different businesses is that I didn't know it at the time, right? I was just kind of going with the flow step by step. But I look back and I realized that all this time, what I've been doing is studying this, as I mentioned, studying human nature. And so it allowed me to reflect. So I'm helping people to understand who they are in a way that they can be better examples in the world. And so through that core functionality, that core conversation, which is kind of an intangible, I was able to give people insights and revelation so they can do what their gift is in the world. And so through that, I began to realize, hey, I need to build out the systems for next steps. So an example would be, so what we do is we help people to be clear about their vision, their purpose, their mission in life, get crystal clear about their next quantum in life. And then during that experience, what occurs is that, hey, what's the next step? How do I implement those, that which I've just, my next steps? What's the next step? So I didn't realize it at the beginning, but I realized, hey, we can go to these 3-day courses or whatever and get tons of information. But what we needed was a congruent, integrous next step solution for where we're at in our life cycle of our business or our life. And so I began to build out these platforms and structures and systems to be able to accommodate that for people.
Okay. So he's been pretty humble, my friends. And Ken has like an array of couple of companies, especially that, today are needed. I'm glad that you're going to mention the point of you find out what the person is all about, because we all are born with a gift. But obviously, a person like you will bring out that gift. And the other point that you really made across is that there's no timing, which have been kind of being the message on my podcast. People think that I have to know it now. I have to figure out this at this moment, or is it too late for me? I don't know anything. So what would you tell to those people that think that way?
I think that the we're always evolving in our relationships and our business and so forth, because our cells evolve, right? Two and 4 and 8 and so forth. And so we need to be present every moment of our lives. And oftentimes people miss that opportunity to simply be present, because in being present, there's no time. You're literally in that moment, and all things are not only possible, but they are available in quantum leaps. And so I would say that the first thing during these times, and specifically, we just need to reflect and see what our next steps are in our lives, because we're in this this no time zone, so to speak, right?
In a time capsule.
Yeah, it is. And we're in this no time zone. It's actually the perfect time to, and I'd say that's very boldly, pray, but pray for others, right?
I like that.
Yeah, because once we pray for others, here's what occurs. We get out of our own way, and we're then able to focus on the greater way of living and who we are. And it changes our perspective in that moment. And I believe we're actually here for each other. And the second thing is, when it comes to us, I think this is the time to reflect, and not on what you want, but who you are, who you've been and who you want to be, and represent in the world, right? So once you've found this, which doesn't have to take that long, by the way, it's simply us to be able to reflect.
I think you need to say it again. Say that again.
So I'll say it again. So So when it comes to us, this is a time to reflect not on what you want, but who you are, who you've been, and who you want to be and represent